What's up, everybody? It's Crim Investments and Wellness back at you again with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing y'all how to get better entries and exits, essentially, on how to execute better entries and exits. It's a video that y'all all want to see. I took a poll on it because I want to start. I'm probably going to do that for every video now. Just list of 4 or 5 videos and or maybe the second most from this time. I forget which one it is, but I'm just gonna start doing that because I really want to give y'all videos that y'all can get value from. So I'm gonna ask y'all what y'all want to see, and I'm gonna make it as simple as that. But today, um, that is simply what the video is gonna be about. I'm trying to be a little time sensitive, just because I know people want to really get to the core of the information and get out. At least that's how I am. But all right, so what you see in front of you is essentially my 4 targets for my entries. So as you can see here, I got structure. Equal lows are higher highs or higher lows, or lower lows and lower highs, depending on if the market is bullish or bearish. Second thing, we got liquidity, equal lows or equal highs, or trendline liquidity. I got a video on that. You can go out and watch that if you don't know what I mean by trendline liquidity. Order blocks, last up candle before the down candle, or last down candle before the up candle, depending on structure. And then we got imbalance or liquidity void, whatever you want to call it. Just essentially no candles with no wicks. Just solid bar candles, no wicks candles, essentially. Meaning it's a void in the market, meaning the price moved very fast and or slipped, or a gap, however you want to say it. So that is essentially my 4 targets, and you can go ahead and note that, screenshot it, take a picture of this, and then as far as y'all wanting to know what my exit strategy is, it's essentially, or not essentially, but exactly the same thing. So this is also my 4 targets for my exit. Same thing. I look for the same exact thing, and I'm about to show y'all exactly what I mean by that. A trade that I took, I called it out in my live group. But I'm actually still in it right now. But I'm gonna show you exactly what I mean by how I use my exits or my entries just like my exits. All right. So let's go to the charts. After y'all understand these are my 4 things that I'm looking for, let's go to the charts. It can be either or, either or. All right. So go ahead into the charts. Zoom. Oh, geez, that's just ugly all up in there. Let's go ahead and delete all this. Delete, 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 delete. Get off of there. Pretty sure there's a faster way, but I just don't know it right now. So this is how we're gonna have to do this. Get all this stuff off here. Okay. So let's go to the charts. All right. So let's start y'all off from just walking this thing down. All right. So let's start off on the daily. Oh, I know it looks like a lot here, but overall we're bearish. We've been bearish, as you can see here, for a minute. So overall I'm bearish on this. However, if we get in here, we'll notice that we just broke structure right here. Just made all these major daily and weekly lows right here. So usually after a structure, big structure break like that, we're gonna see a pump up, so a retracement. So after I seen that pump up, what I did was, well, we're still in the daily. This is last week. I seen this daily order block as we. Let me minimize this a little bit so you can see. All right, yeah. So on the daily, I seen this daily order block. So we was actually we ended last week in here, and today we got this big push, or big old bull carrot, bull. On Monday we got this big bull push, then today we got this big bear push. So, but essentially, like I said, we're short term on this. But I did want to see some kind of reaction out of that daily order block. So, knowing that, what I did was I seen this swing high to swing low. So I went ahead and drew a fib. which I might do a video on later on how I use the fibs. But I seen this fib, and I usually use the 50%. So I seen the market push up out of this daily order block and hit perfectly right on that 50%. All right. And once I seen that, I wanted to get active in some kind of sales because, like I said, we're short term or long term bearish on this. So as we can see, we have a sweep of liquidity right here, big institutional push up. So exactly what we just seen here, we want to see that mitigation, just like it mitigated that 50%. We want to see it mitigate on a smaller time frame. So exactly what it does on the bigger time frames, we're going to see. We want to see that same thing on a smaller time frame. All right. So as we can see here, we have this liquidity right here. Big institutional push up, and then we have this breaker structure right here, and then we have this breaker structure also right here. All right. And this this order block was actually the wrong thing. This order block was actually right here when I was looking at this. As you can see on the Discord, I called it. We was looking at this area, and then made the trade here, and that's what I'm eventually targeting. All right, so we have this order block that it pulled back into. So from here, I'm automatically looking for some kind of bearish pressure. All right, so some kind of bearish pressure just in here. So meaning I'm looking for the market to go down since we're overall bearish, and it pulled back into this was an hour order block at the time. So pull back into this hour order block. So I dropped on my smaller time frames, and just like I seen on the bigger time frames of that sweep liquidity, I want to see that same thing here. So I dropped down to my smaller time frames on a 5-minute within here, and that is exactly what I see. So we have let me delete this because I'm gonna explain that later. So we have these highs right here. They got taken out by this high, came here, broke structure right here, broke structure, came back in, tapped beautifully off that, as you can see there, that 5-minute order block right up in here, and which is also layered with the 15-minute order block, tapped beautifully into there. After we had that sign of structure break, tapped, and then once we break this low right here, we move to break even. So like I said before, one of my first entries are what was it, number 2? I can't remember exactly which one it was, but one of them was an order block on there. Okay, so we have structure. Okay, so we have a structural break right here, structural break right here, and just bigger time frame, we're bearish. All right, so we have structure in our hands. So once we see structure, we get down to smaller time frames and we wait for bearish pressure. So we see a structural break right here, and then once we have that, we wait to see what we have next. We wait to see if we have some kind of order block that we can play back into. So entry 1, order block, stop loss right above that high of that order block that you entered off of. Whatever time frame you entered off of, stop loss right above that high. And once it breaks structure on the time frame you entered off of, once you break structure on the time frame that you entered off of, go break even or reduce risk, because that is the new high to that structure that you entered off of. So before you even enter into a position, you should know exactly where you're getting into, or where you're executing your trade at, where you're putting your stop loss at, and where you're getting out of the trade at. So we have 2 things right here. We have our entry and we have our entry and our stop loss. So next thing we need to know before we even push buy or sell, in this case sell, we need to know where we're getting out at. So I personally take profit at a 3-to-1. So 3-to-1 is right here, and my 3-to-1 has to match one of my 4 exit points, in which is an order block, liquidity, imbalance, or structure. Okay, so with that being said, like I said before, we had tapped into this daily order block, so we cannot ignore that. So this is the accumulation that happened in that daily order block. Okay. So as I was looking for exits, it didn't give me that exit. I was looking for it to come back and tap me and then go, but it left without me. It happens, but that's the exit. That's the entry we're looking for, and then we see this liquidity right here. So with that being said, also let's go to a higher time frame. Uh, 15. Yeah, okay. So we have a order block right here, right at that, exactly right at that 3 to 1. So my first take profit has to be at a order block or liquidity or structure or an imbalance. Okay, and so in this case, my first take profit is at that order block, at 15-minute order block. Okay, next take profit, you can either take all profit there, but I like to let one run. Second take profit, I'm taking at these lows that we're looking at, or you can take it at the entry. This green area is a overall 4-hour order block, I think. Yeah, so it's a 4-hour order block. So in this black line is 5-minute order block. Yeah. Let's work with me. All right, so yeah, see, 5-minute order block right there. So like I said, the entries are the same exact things as the exit. So just like we were looking for entries down there, if the market moves from that area, that same area can be your exit point. So that's where I'll be exiting at. So I've already taken partials because well, it didn't reach exactly. It hovered right at like a 2 point. What is that exactly? Like a 2.7, 2.6, 2.6, a little bit lower. You're right about yeah, about a 2.8, 2.8. So I went ahead and took profit because I don't like trading the next day without taking any profit. So I took partials there, and now I just have the rest in. But my next target will be that exit point. But before I even took that trade, I knew I was going to be taking, because this had already developed a long time ago. This developed on November 1st. So yesterday. So this had already developed. So I knew I was getting out there, and for my first take profit, and I knew I was either going to take profit at this liquidity or this order block. Okay, so those three things have to be in order when you're entering or exiting a trade. Know exactly where you're getting in out, or know exactly where you're getting in at, know exactly where you're getting out at, and know exactly where you'll take profit at if the trade goes in your favor, or where you get out of your trade if the trade goes in the opposite direction. So stop loss, entry, and exit should already be known before you push buy or sell on any trade. All right. So I hope that video explained a little bit better on how to get entries and exits, also using structure. Also, one more thing. So right here, I have, you can really use the dollar to your benefit when analyzing EU, because they're exactly the same thing, just they're going flip flop sides. So if I draw this out, I put notated here. This hit 50% retracement on dollar at the same time. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop to this dollar right quick. You're gonna see exactly what I mean. So this, I have this drawn up, this retracement, because I'm looking to get in to some buys up in here. Then go long, but that's neither here or there. So, but the 50% retracement, what I was talking about, is right here. From this swing high to this swing low. And if you look at the time, 11:20. Let's go here. Well, almost the same time. Thought it hit at the same time. So 11:15. So it hit almost the same time. But essentially, what you can do is use the dollar in your benefit. Just like I was looking for a pullback for EU, I was looking for a pullback for the dollar. And if you can match those up at the same time or similar times as confluence, that's even more confluence to get into EU or GU, but mostly EU because they move because almost the same exact pair just move in the opposite direction. So if you see if I can zoom this out, showing y'all some access stuff that y'all usually don't get. If I can zoom this out, this is in that daily order block, just like EU is in that daily order block, just in opposite directions. But that's neither here or there. So quick review. Entry is either order block, liquidity, structure, or you're using structure to get to those other 3 points, or imbalance. Same thing with the exit. Liquidity, order block, imbalance, or structure. So I hope y'all enjoyed that video. Come check me out live to see actually how this trade will go. Like I said, I called this out in a live stream right there. But yeah, check me out live. Go out and get my ebook. I appreciate all y'all support. I'm growing like crazy. Let me know if you have any questions about this video that you didn't completely understand. Hit me up. I'll answer them, or in my IG. As y'all know, all the people that hit me up, I respond. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of the people that don't respond. I want to help y'all out. This is why I'm making a YouTube channel. I don't personally need this at all. You know, I can trade in silence, but I do want to give back and add value because YouTube gave me a lot of value. So with that being said, another Crim is out. All right, appreciate you.